Hello there, this is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another podcast. Thoughts about the Black Men Making It in America report. Yeah, and the report is by the Institute of Family Studies, and it's the link to it is in the description box so you can check it out. And it's something that CNN had reported on as well. Had a couple interesting points in it. One of the things it said was the share of black men in poverty has fallen from 41% in 1960 to 18% now. So in rough terms, it's like only 1 out of 5 black men are in poverty, right? And then the share of black men in the middle or upper class has risen from 38% in 1960 to 57% today. I mean, that's about roughly 1 in 2. 1 in 2. And of course, we got some guys, out there struggling, and it said some stuff about how education, military, belief in the church has really contributed to that, right? And I found it interesting. One of the things is I already saw something trying to dispute it already. I saw a video. I'm not going to, me, I don't give people shine, right? But y'all can probably find some people who doubting everything and spinning it the wrong way, right? And I'm going to address that in my next video, follow-up video to this, right? But you know what? I'm not surprised. Now, is it perfect? Could 57% be 77%? Yeah. Should the poverty rate be less than 10%? Well, yeah. But just knowing how wealth is created, wealth is dealt with, it's not going to be right away. But the thing I liked about it was it showed once again, it was proof. It's like, no, we're not all dusty. We're not all suffering. We're not all in prison or whatever. You have a lot of brothers out there. And really, honestly, I think the percentage might honestly be higher. This is why I say this, right? I've started businesses in 6 different states. No, not 6. 6 businesses in like 3 different states, something like that. Serial entrepreneur. Not once have I been asked about my race on anything. The only track is maybe the census. So I'm just thinking, and I personally have known several black businessmen. Black people, black men making money who purposely didn't go through any of these programs and stuff, or identify themselves, right? And that's that's their preference and everything. But my point is, brothers ain't just sorry out here, right? Brothers ain't just sorry. That's one more proof. It's just like the stuff I shared from black demographics, or about the percentage of black men making over 50,000, percentage making over 6 figures. Right? We're out there. Today, one of probably my most popular video is the one I did on successful black men being low key. I mean, we're out there, but it's not going to be obvious or everything. And like I said, the stats ain't going to capture everything. So what they do capture is impressive, right? And my thing is, as I said, I always go against the narrative. And we have to attack that, because you have the narrative that, we're just so suffering and all of that. And yes, we have suffering. We have suffering in the community. We have some black men out there in a pitiful state. Hey, let's work with them. But at the same time, we have some brothers kicking ass. We need to show that more. Like on my Facebook, I shared a pic of, it was 700 young black men in the Hampton, Virginia area who, they were graduating high school with a 3.0 and higher. And it was a beautiful picture. They had the suits on and everything. And on social media, thankfully, they always sharing a story of some brothers kicking ass, some like young. I'm glad. I think part of the thing is because people will say, well, why would the media share that? They wouldn't share that information otherwise. Well, one, business. Business. If you want to know why somebody do something, money. These brothers got money. These brothers got money, so they're going to buy cars. They're going to buy homes, everything. So that's it. Everything else, everybody trying to find something nefarious with it. It was like, boom. And plus, there's a lot of brothers out there tired of that image. Seriously, if I go in my circle, just my circle, and maybe extend beyond that, I could produce a few hundred brothers who, if they not making at least six figures, they close to it, or at least they're in a position where they can, easily afford their bills, easily buy the things that they want, who are carrying themselves in an upright manner. And that's ranging from blue collar cats who own several properties to dudes who like multimillionaires or something, low key millionaires, right? And we're not talking about athletes or anything like that. And people just starting, people tired of that narrative. People are tired of it. Now, of course, as I'm going to address in the next one, we got some people, including some black men who, think all that's some bullshit. But I have a perspective about that I've always had, I've never shared. But I'm going to share it there. So definitely check out the next video. But just that documentation anyway, it kills a lot. It does kill a lot of narratives. Like one of the main things, since I'm known for talking about relationships, that they brothers out there on a certain level for these women. And that's something, check out my Hello Ladies. Check out my Hello Ladies video, Hello Ladies with Rom Wills. Be sure and sub me there. But I'm going to try to address the women about that. Right? I'm going to address the women about that particular issue. But the men are out there. They doing it. And it's like, no. Even with this, the media still got a way to go to promote them. But the studies are there. It's just like the same studies that saying black men are the most involved fathers. They there. And of course, yeah, that's bad. But see, one of the problems in the black community, there's a tendency to focus on the worst. Like, we focus on the worst type of men. Like, women will say, well, this dude ain't doing this and that. You focus on the worst. Even the men, we focus on the worst women when my thing is like, leave them the fuck alone. Deal with the quality ones, which they are out there. I know some dudes don't believe that, but they are out there. I like stuff like this because it says, hey, the men are out there. The men are out there doing their thing. Like I said, you talking just in my circle and maybe extend a little bit beyond that, a few hundred. If I just go through my friends list, like if I go just through my friends list of the people that I've known personally on like maybe Facebook or something, all outstanding men, all outstanding to the point I'm thinking the shit's normal. I was probably, even though I grew up in a bad area or spent early time in a bad area, it was probably, starting from like 9th grade in high school, just around outstanding black men. All right. And this is one of the things that say, hey, you know what is happening? They're there. And I'm glad to see it. I'm glad to see it. Yeah, there was some pushback and people saying, oh, it's some bullshit. But like I said, I'm going to address that in the next podcast. But remember, the information is there. And, any of this information, you don't have to take my word for it. Check it out for yourself. Check it out for yourself. Because even with anything I say, don't take it like as gospel. Joe, yeah, Rom Wills said it. Investigate it. That's why there's a link in the description box. You can investigate it yourself and come to your own conclusion. I want you to. In fact, even with what I talk about, maybe relationships, I want you to go out there and investigate it just because I say it, right? Because I want you to find out on your own. So, yeah, check it out. Think about your own circles, everything. So, anyway, that's it for now. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.